5 exponent x over 15 equals 20, okay? So our equation becomes 5 exponent x equals 15 times 20. All right, so we are going to have 5 exponent x equals 15 is the same as 3 times 5, and 20 is the same as 5 times 4, okay? So our equation becomes 5 exponent x equals 3 times 5 is the same as 5 exponent 1, okay? And 4 is the same as 2 exponent 2. All right, now let's apply the first law of indices here, okay? So it states that if you have a exponent m multiplying a exponent c, this equals a exponent m plus c. Okay, so you when you have two bases multiplying, okay, and the bases are the same, we write just one of the base and we add all the exponents, okay? So our equation becomes 5 exponent x equals 3 times 5 exponent 1 plus 1 times 2 squared. All right, so our equation becomes 5 exponent x equals 3 times 5 squared times 2 squared, okay? So you can see we have 5x here, 5 exponent x here, and 5 exponent 2 here. So let's divide here by 5 exponent 2 and here by 5 exponent 2. Now we are doing this because we want to apply the quotient rule. So if you apply the quotient rule here, you get 1, or you can say if you apply the quotient rule here, you get 1, okay? Or you can say anything over itself is 1, okay? So our equation becomes 5 exponent x over 5 exponent 2 equals 3 times 1 times 2 squared. All right, so let's apply the quotient rule. A exponent m over a exponent c should give us a exponent m minus c. All right, so our equation becomes 5 exponent x minus 2 equals, now this will give us 3 times 2 squared. Okay, now let's apply logarithms at both sides of the equation. So you have log 5 exponent x minus 2 equals log 3 times 2 squared, okay? Now let's introduce the product law of logarithms. So if you have log a times b, this equals log a plus log b. Now let's apply this to the right part of our equation. Okay, so we have log 5 exponent x minus 2 equals log 3 plus log 2 squared. All right, so the next thing we do is to introduce the logarithm definition. Okay, so if you have log a raised to the power n base b, this equals n log a base b. So our equation becomes x minus 2 log 5 equals log 3 plus 2 log 2. All right, so we are going to have x minus 2 log 5 equals log 3 plus 2 log 2. Okay, so let's divide all the terms of the equation by log 5, here by log 5, and then here by log 5. All right, so anything over itself is 1. Now we can say this will cancel this, so it will give us 1. So x minus 2 times 1 is what? X minus 2 times 1 is x minus 2. Okay, so our equation becomes all right, so this is what we have. Now, we know that from logarithms, if you have log a over log b, this gives us log a base b, okay? So our equation becomes x minus 2 equals log 3 base 5 plus 2 log 2 base 5. So our equation becomes x equals log 3 base 5 plus 2 log 2 base 5 plus 2. So you can see we've made x the subject of the equation. So this is our final answer.